IML. What's going on, guys? This is Joe again, and in this video, this is video 2 of the Fast Start training series here. I want to give you guys some techniques and ideas to start getting people to look at your funnels, to start opting in, to get into your ecosystem, so to speak. So that way, you can start following up with these people and building the business by putting a little elbow grease into both online and offline marketing. So let me start with this. I always recommend that you do a 1-2 punch here. Online marketing, there is a learning curve, and it takes some time to be able to really figure it out. So with that being said, I always tell people, go pound the pavement, go do the offline stuff that we know works. If you put a little bit of elbow grease in, hand out business cards and pique interest and set up meetings and things like that. But all the while, work on the online stuff, because if you do both at the same time, you tend to have success as long as you're staying consistent with it and you're building something you're passionate and excited about. So with that being said, let me jump into here. So first things first, and let me cover some online stuff as far as this system goes and things that you can do literally right now to start potentially generating some leads. So with that being said, we're going to jump over to my marketing pages and lead capture. By the way, guys, at any point, if you need, pause this video or rewatch, things like that. Because one, I tend to talk at a faster rate, and I'm working on that. But two, these things, if you're not super familiar with it, it can be a little bit of foreign language until you hear it maybe 2 or 3 times. So don't worry if you're a little confused at some point. You can pause, you can watch, you can slow down, you can do these things with me, etc. So let me cover Facebook first. A lot of you guys are using Facebook to promote. It's what I used to do when I built network marketing companies. It always worked for me because I wasn't some salesperson online. I was able to use attraction marketing and creative posts that got people interested in what the heck it was that I was doing, and then I could bring the conversation offline or get on the phone with them and things like that. But my systems helped do a lot of that work for me. So with that being said, when you go to my marketing pages and you go to lead capture, as we mentioned in the last video, there's a lot of options here that you guys can use, which is good because as you post more things on Facebook, you're not recycling the same page every single time. So with that being said, let me go down to the crypto funnels because they're really hot right now. All right. So what you could do here, and a lot of people, actually, you know what? I'm going to back up and go to the blogs first. Because a lot of people will say, Joe, I don't want to annoy anyone on my Facebook. A lot of those people on my Facebook are friends, and I want to let them know what I'm doing, but without just hitting them with like a capture page. And I totally get that. It makes perfect sense. So what we put together was these blog articles that are pretty powerful that you guys can share and feel as if you can do it in a non-obtrusive way. Or intrusive way, I should say. So with that being said, let me open up this blog here. And here's another one here. Just want to open up a couple of these. I think there's a couple more up here. Yep, okay. This one's really good. All right. So I'm going to start with this one. So here's the deal. A lot of people want to know, and we're going to circle back to Forex first. So a lot of people want to know what the heck Forex is, and that's the foundation of IML, right, for the most part. So with that being said, this would be a great article that you guys could post up. And you could make a post, and I'm going to give you an idea as if I were to make one right now in a second. But this does a phenomenal way of explaining exactly what Forex is in a simple, easy to understand, quick read. So you might want to take your link here, okay, go over to Facebook, and here's what you don't want to do. Check this out. If you do this, you see how it pulls an image and then a link or a preview right here? Guys, don't ever post a link like this. It looks spammy. It looks like you're just posting an article. You got to be more creative. So here's what I always do. I'll always either go grab an image, make sure it's not, an image that you can't use. Like if you go on Google Images, be sure to use the tab that says labeled for reuse, or use like a Shutterstock or a graphic stock, or take your own unique picture and post it here. Don't go grab someone's you don't know if you can use or not. You don't want to go down that road of them being angry at you or suing you or whatever the case may be. So with that being said, here's what I would do if I were posting this and I wanted to get people interested in talking about Forex, because what's conducive to Forex, or it makes perfect sense? IML, learning how to trade, right? And services that go along with it. So what I would say is something like, How many of my friends are educated on the Forex markets? I put together a quick blog article explaining my thoughts summary. Let me know what you think. And then we do something like that, right? We put that here maybe, or we keep it, I kind of like the spacing. But you guys see what I'm doing here. I'm asking a question, and a lot of my friends, they might say something like, I've never heard of it, or they might say, oh yeah, because the people that do know about it, what are they gonna do? They're gonna start commenting on this, and then that could potentially lead to a conversation. So write this down, please, and if you've ever followed me before, you know I always say this. Likes and comments on your posts, they equal leads, guys. So you don't even necessarily need to post your link every time. To be honest, and a little secret you might or might not know, when you post a link on Facebook, Facebook's going to show that post to less people. And here's why. Facebook doesn't want people going off of Facebook because they don't make money anymore. Facebook makes money when people are on Facebook looking at their ads and things like that. So if you posted a link that would bring someone off of Facebook, do you think that Facebook might not show that post to as many people? Of course. So what I always tell people, because then people say, well, Joe, should I never post my link? I think you should, but you should do it sparingly, or maybe 50% of the time. It also depends on what you're posting here. So if we took this out, all right, so one, we can make a post like this. I'd recommend go get a picture of you maybe in front of your computer with some Forex charts, you know, so like maybe, say for example, I was taking a selfie of me and here's my computer, right? And I had my screen up that I was analyzing or looking at charts, or I was in one of the live chat rooms or something, and Chris Terry was calling out trades, whatever the case may be. Capture that experience with like maybe a thumbs up saying something like, I love learning this industry, or I've never experienced a more powerful platform as far as Forex is concerned. But selfies and things like that, they draw engagement. So with that being said, you could take that picture and put it in this post. You could totally change up this post and make a different post and say something like, let's see here. Has anyone ever thought, sorry guys, thought about trading or learning how to trade in the Forex markets? Let me just get rid of this. So you could post up something like this. Guys, what it's doing is it's getting people to comment on your page. And if they comment or they like, more specifically comment, you then have a reason to reach out to that person, don't you? Like if I posted this up and you said something like, hey Joe, actually, yeah, I've been experiencing this, you know, or I've been testing out the waters with Forex and trying to learn, you know, when I get home from my 9 to 5, or I say something like, yeah, I've always thought about it, but I've never done it. If people comment on your post, you have a reason to then reach out to them, don't you? Like it's not like you're just randomly hitting these people up. They've shown at some point some form of interest, whether it's as small as a like or as big as a comment. You then have reason to inbox them. So you could say something like, say for example, you commented on this post or you liked it. I could say, you know, hey so-and-so, just wanted to shoot you a quick message. We haven't connected in forever, or maybe we've never connected, but I just wanted to say thanks for showing some engagement or some love on my post. Odds are that person is probably going to respond, and then you can carry the conversation into, so how are you doing? What do you do for a living? Ask questions that you want them to ask you back, right? So ask them what are they doing or what do they do for a living and things like that, because then they're going to probably reciprocate that question, and then you can start talking about what it is that you do. Now at this point, and this is a whole nother topic, but you want to pique interest, point them to a resource, send them to your tour page. Send them to a resource within your marketing system. Don't word vomit all over them, especially if you're not super familiar with the sales pitch yet, right? So with that being said, that's a really good way of getting some stuff out here. I'll give you guys a couple other tips. So, excuse me, selfies, pictures of you working on your computer, things like that draw engagement. And here's what you have to think about. Because people will ask me, well, how do I know what to post? And I've gotten that from traditional business owners, and I've gotten that from network marketers or people building a personal brand, clothing companies. It doesn't matter. Here's what you have to think about every time you're about to put a post up. This phone, or a phone I should say, is used at an incredibly fast rate, right? Like, how many times do you guys open Facebook or Instagram and this is what you're doing? Boom, 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 just scrolling quick. So you have to post something that's going to make someone stop. So if you did a picture of a close-up of your face, or you at the computer, or you walking outside or something, you know, with your briefcase ready to go to the airport to travel for business, things like that make people stop and look, what is this person doing? Those are the kind of pictures you want to put up. Pictures of love, pictures of your family, things like that. Like, maybe you guys are working a 9-to-5, but then you're working some form of a side hustle, in this case most likely IML, to be able to maybe retire from that job eventually, or supply a better lifestyle for your kids, or whatever the case may be. You know, show people why you're doing what you're doing. I mean, why the heck are you even trying to pursue a side stream of income? Show people that, because that's what people will get, will prompt people into reaching out to you, so to speak. So with that being said, I think that's important to do and important to put out there, because that brings people through your door and then opens up conversation. So you got to be creative. Those are some ideas for how to do that. And then there's a lot of pages that are conducive to those sort of things. One other thing I'll mention, you guys can go the route, and I would say about 50% of the time, of putting your link in your post, but you can also drop your link in the comments below your post. So that's a little trick to have Facebook show it to more people. So with that being said, I hope this video helps. You guys can do the same ideas on Instagram. It's pretty much, I mean, it's not the same platform, but the idea is the same. High engaging posts, getting your link in your bio, things like that. So with that being said, I hope that gives you guys an overview of what you can do literally right now to start generating some interest and traffic around your pages. You guys can do Facebook ads, obviously. You guys can buy traffic if you want to go do that. That's a game of numbers for sure. Like, don't think because you're buying traffic, you just purchased a lottery ticket and you're going to make it overnight. Guys, it just doesn't work like that. This requires significant work, but if you're consistent with it and you put consistent posts out there and whatnot, that's crucial. And actually, I'm going to touch on that real quick. People will say, well, how often should I post? I always recommend at least 1 to 2 times a day. Don't be overkill. You know, don't go crazy. Don't go slamming it, but be consistent enough where it impresses people. Like, you don't really ever miss a beat. Right? That's important for people to see, especially if they're thinking about joining you in business. They want to join a hero, not a zero, right? So that's big. On your Facebook post, ask questions. It prompts people to answer them. And what did we talk about before? Likes, comments equal leads. That's right. Let's see. What else do I have? I think we're good on that. So anyways, with that being said, guys, I hope that helps. When you do message them, pique their interest, point them to a resource. For example, if we were messaging back and forth and I piqued your interest on what it is that I did, then, and you said, wow, I'd love more information on that, you can either send them at that point your favorite capture page. If you're talking back and forth with them on Facebook, you can send them right to your tour page, which shares what IML is in a very professional way. And you're good to go. And you can access those pages, by the way, my marketing pages, my links. It's loading a little slow because of the screen recorder here. But anyways, if you guys need, be sure to go watch this video again. Pause it as I'm talking, because I know this is a topic I get really excited about, because if you guys get good at it and you're consistent with it, you can see some results coming in. So be sure to pause it, do it, learn it, and understand it's not an overnight thing. Like anything else, guys, it's not an overnight thing. It takes consistent work, but you can make it happen if you stick to it. So with that being said, I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye-bye.